Hello everyone and welcome to Bad Films. Now, today's video I'm going to be making will be about the top 2 best recording softwares and the top 3 best editing softwares. Now if you click this video, you might be someone who wants to start a video or recording career throwing out content, such as a streamer, a YouTuber. Maybe you want to be a teacher on Skillshare. Now these softwares will be really good for you if you want to do anything of those 3 things. As you can see on my desktop screen, I have 2 recording softwares. One is FreeCam 8 and the other one is OBS Studios. Now, I will also be talking about pros and cons to these 2 softwares and the editing softwares. Now let's get started on the recording softwares and see which one you might find most useful. First up is OBS Studios, or Open Broadcast Software. Now, OBS is a really good software. I use it to record all my roleplays and videos I put out on YouTube. But OBS is not closed to only videos. It's also open to live streaming. Now, there's a lot of live streamers that might use OBS, and I know a few. Now OBS is a really good software. You have access to Windows, Mac, Linux, and you have the ability to pick which thing you want to do. But if you want to react to videos or anything else like that, OBS might tend to get a bit buggy with those kind of things. Now OBS is really good software overall, but it might have a few settings that it might not want to adjust to. And there's also videos out there saying how to fix this issue, how to get this working, how to apply this, and sometimes OBS doesn't want to cooperate, doesn't want to do that for screen recording. So as a screen recorder, OBS might not be your best option unless you have experience with it or have a friend that knows how to do or apply the setting for screen recording, window recording, desktop recording, any of those things. If you have someone that can help you with it, then OBS, yes, your best option. But if you don't and you want to do screen recording, such as reacting to videos or anything like that, OBS would not be your best option. Next up is FreeCam. Now FreeCam is a really good screen recording software as well. And you don't have a time limit for either of these 2 recording softwares. But FreeCam does have this thing where it has a loading screen after you have finished a video and you're trying to download it to post it on maybe social media, YouTube, or Skillshare. Now FreeCam does tend to get buggy with large files, such as if you record for an hour to 2 hours or 30 minutes, the download will take longer. So it's better to take small cutscenes with FreeCam. Now to download FreeCam, all you have to do is put in a random Gmail, just type in like a bunch of gibberish words or letters, and then do @gmail.com and it will download instantly. For OBS, it will give you 3 options to pick from. As I said, these 2 softwares have pros and cons, and one big con FreeCam has is that it won't capture your microphone really well unless you have like a actual microphone you can move around. But if you have a headset, it might not want to capture your voice, or it might capture it and it'd be on really low volume, so you have to like push the microphone closer to your mouth or increase your voice level for the microphone to actually capture the audio. FreeCam also doesn't have that many settings, unlike OBS, but if you're into making reacting videos or any of those kind of videos, FreeCam is your recording software you might want to use. But for those gamers and live streamers, Open Broadcast Software, or OBS, is your better recording software. Now that I have told you about these 2 good recording softwares, let's move to editing softwares. If you're new to Bad Films, please subscribe and leave a like on this video if you find it helpful, as well as turning on the notification bell icon, which will notify you when we upload every video. Now the 3 best editing softwares that I have actually tested and seen good results, not just me, but I've also looked at other YouTubers and their videos who actually have these softwares on their top 3, top 5, and top 10. Now the first editing software we're going to be working with or talking about will be HitFilm Express. HitFilm Express. I'm saying it twice because there's also HitFilm. HitFilm is the same thing as HitFilm Express, but it is actually the version that is paid. So you have to pay for HitFilm. Unlike HitFilm Express, which is the free version, you might get confused on which HitFilm to get. HitFilm Express. I really recommend this one because there's many tutorials out there on how to use HitFilm Express. They may be long, but they are really good tutorials that will explain and go into depth with HitFilm Express. HitFilm might also have its own tutorials on how to use certain things on the actual download or on the software. Keep in mind that HitFilm is a good software, but it also has a con. And its con is that most of the time it tends to update. And the updates are a bit too frequent, or not too frequent, but they have a small space between each update. Sometimes the updates will allow you to ignore them and you'll still be able to edit and export. But sometimes you might have to do the update in order for you to export your product or your video that has been complete. That is the greatest con of HitFilm or HitFilm Express. HitFilm also works only for Windows. HitFilm also works only for Mac and Windows. You can't use it on any other computer or any other type of brand. It will only work for Windows and Mac. Now, if you aren't too sure about this or you don't have Windows or a Mac, let's move on to the next editing software. Now, the next editing software is Davinci Resolve 16. Davinci Resolve is really good, and I haven't really tested out in depth and gone into the thing because it's a bit too confusing with the cuts and the edits, where you can split this from the video, and it's just, if you don't have the exact experience with this type of software, you might get confused. Now, Davinci Resolve works for everything. It's also 100% watermark free. There will be no watermark in your video whatsoever, as well as HitFilm Express. Now, I can't talk too much about Davinci Resolve because I haven't used it. All I can say, it's a really good software and it works for everything. Now, if you don't seem too interested in Davinci Resolve, there's also ShotCut, which is our next editing software. Now, ShotCut works for mostly everything, but it will not work for a Chromebook. It also doesn't have a watermark, and it's also 100% free. But ShotCut is also a bit it has too many settings, and they're all over the place. So, for me, it's rated the top 3, or it's in the 3rd place, because of how it's set up, and you might get lost quicker in this actual software than the other two. But if you have the experience how to use these type of softwares, you might want to use this one instead of the HitFilm Express or Davinci Resolve or any other type of software out there on the internet. Now, out of all these 3 softwares that I have spoken about, HitFilm has the most open / greatest variety of options to work with, but I may not be 100% sure on that. I'm not sure if they have updated ShotCut or Davinci Resolve, so maybe they also have more opened options to which to tinker with as you make your video or edit a song, any type of voice recording. Now, let's get back to HitFilm Express. Now, there's also one thing I didn't talk about with HitFilm Express. There's also the option to make music with it. Yes, it's not just a editing software. You can also, there's a setting that allows you to make maybe some sounds or tones with instruments, which is also helpful. So I really do recommend HitFilm Express. It has a more open variety to both editing and making music. If you like any of the 5 softwares I have spoken about, please do download them if you want to start up your channel or be a streamer or have anything to do with video editing or creating films. Those are some good softwares you might want to use that I really recommend. If some of you aren't sure on how to use each software, please leave a comment saying could you help me or create a video talking about how to use OBS, how to use FreeCam, how to actually function with HitFilm, how to use Davinci, Resolve, or ShotCut. Or if you do leave a comment saying any of that, I will go and look for all the instructions I need in the video talking about how to actually work with these editing softwares.